Welcome back to Storytime. In today's episode, we're going to be reading the story using the prompt, "In a world of supervillains who never monologue about their plans and heroes that never wait to the last minute to save the day, you are the only one who has a sense of theatrics." Today's story comes from user xwhy. It's not so much a black and white world, because even though the villains tend to dress in darker colors, either to fade into the shadows or just because it's nondescript, few heroes actually wear white. You have to figure white doesn't do much to flatter the wearer while performing athletic feats, and just thinking about the stains and keeping it clean makes me shudder. But so many heroes opt for plain, everyday clothing, topped with a black or brown leather jacket or possibly knee-length overcoat. It's really not a black and blue world either. There's a bit of bruising going on, of course, but the battles are never really drawn out. Frankly, many of the villains give up without much of a fight, opting for lesser charges that might be easier to beat or plea out of. No, it's a muted world. No one wears their colors proudly. No one proclaims their brand. It's like they don't even want to call attention to themselves. Why be a great villain at all if no one knows who you are? Well, I guess so you don't tip off the authorities before you can start spending all that money. Nor can I understand heroes that don't want people to know their names. Their hero names, I mean. Did you know some of them don't even have hero names? Unreal. Which is why I needed to add some hues to what should be a minimum 4-color world. Yes, I am the Peacock! Style, color, flash, pizzazz, and a secret identity that's none of those things. It's not my way of disguising my hero persona, mind you. Dull is who I really am, and I'm sick of it. But the mask frees me to be something else, whatever that might be. And what it might be today is the guy stopping a liquor store robbery. Admittedly, that's not much, but I wanted to start small, dipping my toe into the hero pool before making my big splash. As the felons emerged, I jumped on top of the parked car and threw my arms wide. My blue and green plumage spread wide. I opted solely for colorful wings, as a tail proved to be impractical while I was training. My feathers rustled like a drum roll. Then I shook them. They rattled like an oncoming freight train. Then I let out a whoop that was as ear-piercing as I could manage. The robbers, dressed mostly in black except for the guy in jeans, stopped and stared in awe as the light of the day shone upon them and reflected through the prisms like a kaleidoscopic stained glass. Well, maybe not quite, but that's what I was going for. One pulled a knife, so he was the one I launched myself at from my perch. He fell beneath a boot to the head. I hit the ground and rolled quickly, regaining my feet. I knew the other two would be already fleeing, likely in opposite directions if they were smart. However, when I spun around, I saw a man in a dull navy unitard with a small white P logo over his upper left breast. At least the protector saw fit to have a black cape to flap in the wind as he soared about the city streets as one of the city's few flying heroes. In each of his hands was one of the thieves I was about to chase down. "Who are you? What are you supposed to be?" I felt like I'd been dressed down in the principal's office. I dropped my head and started to shuffle off. "Hey, no offense. I just haven't seen you around before. I wasn't trying to be critical." I lifted my head and smiled. "Oh, yeah, I'm new around here, but I hope to become one of the people that other people look up to." Protector laughed. "I get that. And I wish you well." He transferred the prisoner on his right so he could clasp both within his left hand. He stooped and lifted the fellow from the ground and hoisted him over his shoulder. He crouched as if he were about to take off, then stopped. "But you know, you might want to moderate it a bit. Maybe tone down that outfit of yours." He let out a big belly laugh. "It's a little much, to say the least." With that, he launched himself into the air, probably targeting his landing to the downtown precinct at the end of the leap. "Or maybe you could trade your black boots for some yellow ones and get a new cape to match," I muttered into the sky. They say you shouldn't meet your heroes, but it was okay. I was on my way to becoming a hero, and the Peacock had only just begun to strut his stuff.